Hello and welcome to Media Rumble. I'm Chris and this is the Star Wars Senate. Everyone has an opinion, and these can change whether it's through interactions or experiences. It can allow people to empathise with their opponents, and it also allows them to look at their own situation and see how their mentality affects their decisions. Season 3 episode 5 of Star Wars Rebels slightly looks into this concept, and it actually helped convince me about a few theories that people have been having. This episode focuses on Concord Dawn, and in the previous episode that takes place on the Mandalorian colony, we find out that Fen Rao only really sides with the Empire through the need to keep his people safe, and fighting an unwinnable war against the Empire isn't really in their best interests. You can really see where he's coming from with this viewpoint, but this completely changes when every single person under his command is murdered at the hands of Gar Saxon, a Mandalorian who has wholeheartedly sided with the Empire. By opening his eyes to the fact that the Empire isn't there to help others, Fen Rao can see that it's not about the odds of success, it's about survival. And the reason I'm talking about this is because Fen Rao has an unfaltering commitment to honouring a code, and someone else who shares this quality is Agent Kallus. Last season there was a great episode which focused on Zeb and Agent Kallus having to overcome their differences in order to survive the night in an ice cave. During this episode we find out that Kallus isn't as cold-hearted and ruthless as he's originally made out to be, and if he can get over this feud with Zeb, there's hope for him joining the rebellion. After this episode, it's obvious that Kallus has changed. When Zeb goes back to the Ghost, he's greeted like he's a long-lost family member. Yet when Kallus returns to his Star Destroyer, there's no one there to greet him, or even tend to his wounds. Showing this enormous contrast between the mindsets of the two sides makes it clear to Kallus that he is insignificant within the Empire. Earlier on in Season 3 we're introduced to a brand new Fulcrum agent, and much like with Ahsoka, their identity is kept a secret, but I believe that this agent is Kallus. This would fit perfectly. The way that the Fulcrum agent speaks is very similar to Agent Kallus's way of speaking. On the one hand, this makes it very clear to me that it is him, but on the other, I can't help but wonder, is it too obvious? The information that's given to the rebels by the Fulcrum agent is something that Kallus would know. At the time of the Antilles extraction, the Empire know that some students are wanting to defect, so it makes sense that if Kallus was aiding the rebels, he would let them know about this. It's made abundantly clear that Agent Kallus has a soft spot for the rebels now. He makes a huge contribution to the episode when he physically aids the rebels in escaping the facility. And although he says he's doing it just to repay Zeb, it's something which seems too natural for him just to be forcing himself to do it through honour. I believe that Kallus's defection relies entirely on the way he's treated within the Empire. It's clear that he's not the main man anymore when it comes to hunting down the rebels, and that responsibility has fallen to Thrawn. This demotion highlights how underappreciated he is, and how easy it is to undermine him as an Imperial. After spending so long hunting the crew of the Ghost and hating them for every action against the Empire, Kallus is now able to see how they're all considered equal contributors and people who care for each other rather than just a number and someone who has a long list of people behind them itching to replace them. And it's for these reasons that I believe that Kallus is the Fulcrum agent, and he will eventually break free of the Empire and truly join the rebellion. No matter if I'm right or wrong, this storyline is extremely exciting to me because it shows that Star Wars Rebels has the ability to humanise the villains and make them a believable character rather than just this empty shell that hates the hero. So what do you think about the possibility of Agent Kallus joining the rebellion? Comment down below with your theories. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you want to see more like this, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel where you can come back every week for another Star Wars Senate. And if you want to see last week's episode on why I think Ezra turning to the dark side would be good for Star Wars Rebels, click down here. And if you want to see my opinion on Red Dead Redemption 2's trailer, click down here. And as always, thanks for watching Star Wars Senate. May the Force be with you.